what music do I really want to listen to? Classical music. I've done a lot of thinking about this. If we're talking music that I really want to relate to, it's got to be romantic or post-romantic or post-romantic. It can't be before, because there's not enough of the person involved. There's too much structure between the composer and us. So then, by a long process of elimination, we come up with there's only 7 orchestral, non-operatic composers that we really want to listen to. There's only 7. Beethoven, Brahms, Tchaikovsky, Mahler, Sibelius, Prokofiev, Shostakovich. Right? So this sounds rather extreme, doesn't it? I mean, no, this one there, no, that one there. Well, Wagner doesn't make it, as we discover, even as shall we say, orchestral music, as distinct from opera. But although, of course, it was composed for opera. Well, see, there's no Dvorak, no Janacek, no Smetana, no Bartok. Who else do you want to name? You know, who else? Who else do you want to name? No Grieg, no Bruckner, Respighi, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? Mussorgsky, and so forth and so forth. Ravel, yes, Debussy, De Fire and so forth. Never mind the English, right?
Yeah, Vaughan Williams and people.
Oh, Vaughan Williams, yes, and Elgar. And now, so what we had to do was to find out, was there a meridian point that these composers had that the other composers didn't? So we tried to find one high energy conductor, we chose Bruno Walter, that covers most of that. Obviously not Shostakovich, and not Sibelius, and not Prokofiev, but all the others he covers. So what did we find? We found that there was one meridian point that Bruno Walter, conducting these others, and the others we presume were the same, it's liver meridian. And it's intimacy. Intimacy. And Frank Sinatra sang a song about this. Close to you. There's this separate, like you have this separation. If you go back to say between say Haydn and early Beethoven, there's a separation, isn't there? But there are all sorts of other problems with the pre-romantic music. But now, if we come to romantic music, suppose you can say some is more lightweight. I mean, Mendelssohn is lighter weight, but Dvorak's pretty heavy. You know, what's the difference between Bartok and Prokofiev, if you think about it, and so forth. But the difference is liver meridian intimacy. It's like Bartok, for example, is saying, close, but not too close. I want my distance. You understand? Whereas Tchaikovsky says, take it all, brother. Beethoven, Brahms, take it all. Prokofiev, take it all. Shostakovich, take it all. Sibelius, they have their problems. None of them are perfect people, none of them are perfect composers in that sense. But they're giving you their all. That's what makes the difference. Right? Isn't that interesting? Just take Smetana. Take Janacek. Turina, Rodrigo, Ravel, Debussy, Elgar, Vaughan Williams, Walton. Can you see what they're not giving? Can you feel what's not there? They're always that little bit removed. Close, but not too close. And after a while, you find this gets tiring. So, for example, you can put on, say, well, the other night I put on a Miaskovsky symphony and a Prokofiev. And the Prokofiev said, here we are. Yeah? The Miaskovsky. It's really, really fascinating. Yeah, then you've got things like, do quartets work, do string trios work, and things like that, which is another sort of question that relates to other meridian points. But this is, well, take even the Prokofiev First Symphony and compare it with Concerto for Orchestra. Fantastic work, Concerto for Orchestra. But it's there, and I'm here. Yeah? And what I've found is I know the music that I tend to listen to and the music that I don't. You know, and I keep coming back. Beethoven, Brahms, and so on. You keep coming back to the same guys, To me, the most wonderful discovery is Shostakovich, because there's this wealth of material, a little strange but very exciting. And then I'm also very glad to bring Prokofiev into this as well. Yeah. So but no. I mean, you wouldn't imagine, say, Ravel. I mean, then as being like a. Then you start. Well, you say, what painters, what artists have really that you can get really close to. Now you can't do that with sculpture because it's not of its nature. It's there, and you're here. Very often you can't even get to touch it, but it's there. You know what I mean? But think what painters. What painters do you really feel close to? Have allowed you to get close?
Chagall, maybe.
I don't think Chagall. Well, it's funny you should say that because I spent about 2 hours this morning looking at Blake etchings and more so the watercolours. Yeah, but Blake is difficult. Blake's pictures, not some of the watercolours, but the etchings are rather forbidding in a way. You know, I mean, when I go to London next week, one of the things I want to do, I want to go and have a look at some of the, as close as I can get to some of the originals. But I don't think so. Turner, I don't think so. I can't think of an artist that you feel close to. But, okay, to get back to the basic, it's interesting, the Russians, aren't they? Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev, Shostakovich. And if you think about it, what have you got? You've got two Germans, Beethoven and Brahms. You've got Viennese, Mahler. You've got Finnish, Sibelius, and three Germans, and three Russians.